David Corson, Saturday, October 4th, 2025. Hope everybody's having a great morning, afternoon, going into your Saturday night. And I hope everybody had a great Friday night too, and you're enjoying the weekend. I just got back. I lived 17 years in I had a trophy house, a big house, 17 years. Anyway, we lived in our neighborhood. All the neighbors, their kids, everybody. After the kids graduated high school, everybody kind of downsized and went their ways. Anyway, they still stayed there. Anyway, this guy, he needed a heart transplant, and he was on the waiting list forever. Anyway, finally got a heart, and they did the transplant, and his body was weak, and he didn't make it. So he was my age, 62. I had about 6 months on me, birthday-wise. Anyway, good guy, really good, do-it-yourselfer, really carpentry, millwork. I had a construction magazine, so I knew he did all stuff. Good guy, but nice family. Kids were out of school, and wife had retired, and they probably had no dad. They were just hanging. And anyway, it puts everything, life in perspective. And he was cremated, and pictures. I don't know if I've been to all sorts of funerals, so getting cremated is a pretty cool way, in my opinion. When I go, listen. What happens is when you get older, as you get older, people pass. So if you end up living a long life, like I'm 62, as old as this guy was today. And I'm glad there wasn't a casket there. It was so much nicer to have the urn. It would have been a bummer. But if you live long enough, you'll outlive all your friends. No one's there either. And it's for everybody. It's very sobering. That's my word. Sobering, as far as the word. But people come, you go and talk to your friends and spend a few moments. And his wife and my wife were like the girls' night out week club. So, she was pretty tight with my wife, and it was, and I'm his age, and it was just kind of weird going in there. I gotta admit, I felt bad, but I was like, oh man. I mean, I might go another. Shoot, I'm 62. If I make it to 80, I'll be psyched. 85 would be nice, as long as I'm not like bedridden or, I don't want to take meds or have surgeries or all that stuff. I just want to live a nice life, and I'll know when it's time. But and you know what? As you get older, a lot of people pass for one reason or another, natural, unnatural, accident. My neighbor, he's out there on the yakking at the TV. Must be Ohio State. Anyway, I saw the Georgia one too. But this morning, did you ever have one of those days? I had an unbelievable week this week, but this was and I knew I had to go to this, and but it puts everything in perspective, and sober, yeah, that's definitely my word of the day. And you know what? You gotta live in the moment. I always talk about not wasting your time. I really think that you gotta give it your all every day, because you can't get that time back. You just can't, you know. And as you get older, you go see people. You know, they pass, they go on the ground, they get cremated, they get, you know, whatever their religious, you know, background is. And I'm getting cremated. You know what? I want my urn next to my dog's, and I want that box given to my kid, and he can decide what he wants to do. And personally, put me up on the shelf, and whoever's going to take you, you know, and keep the dogs up there too, so I have some company. But yeah, okay. My father died. We have plots up in a big Jewish cemetery up in outside Paramus, which is just outside Manhattan, across the river Hudson, into New Jersey. Anyway, my father's up there, my grandfather, my grandmother, and anyway, it's cold there in the winter. I don't want to go on the ground. I want to be in the urn. Put me on the shelf. You can always get me, shake me. You want to talk to me? I would tell you the same thing. Hey man, sobering. It's a pretty good word. You know, listen, I got to keep my consistency up. So, business, personal life, sleep, whatever you're doing, okay? You got sobering in your repertoire is probably a pretty good word, because it kind of shocks you back into reality, and like, hey, this is what, you know, life is all about. And so sobering. You know, if you're an athlete, maybe you got your team got whacked last week, and you got to come back, and you got to dig deep to show that you actually are that good and play that well, you know, and move on. But it's something you had to go through, and it's sobering to know that you can do that. And I've been to a lot of funerals, so I'm a realist. I know I'm going to go too, but it's sad. I was honestly, and I didn't really know Steve that well, but he lived right behind us, 17 freaking years, and he had a Harley. He was a millwork guy. You know, he was a good guy. And but yeah, you know, waiting all those months, and then the heart you get, and then your body. And then I talk about my body, all right, all the time. I talk about get rest. Your body needs the rest. 6 to 8 hours, solid sleep, and you know, you do it consistently. You work on your mind how to do that. It's very sobering how much better that your life can be. And you know, Steve, he's done. You don't have to deal with it anymore. You know. Hopefully, like I said, I make it till 80. I'd be psyched. But I made it this far. Shoot, man. Some people didn't think I was going to make it past 30. Some people thought I should have my ass thrown in jail. You know. I mean, hey, I'm a realist, and as an entrepreneur, since before 9/11. And then in post and all that. Yeah, I can go back all the way to the oil embargo. Man, I can know, oh my God, the recessions in the 80s, yeah, the 90s, okay, the little war, and then the internet bubble, you know, 9/11, and then the real estate crash, and I can go down, and then, you know, the shutdown in 2020, all of that stuff, sobering, all right? Puts everything in, and they were all different. Some of them were man-made, believe it or not. Yeah, I can mention a couple, but do your research. You can find out for yourself. You know, if I was going to do research, take a look at the housing market and why it fell apart financially. Yeah, and you know, this latest gig, you know, with the, you know, all that stuff. So it's very sobering. And then you go to a, you know, a celebration, and you saw someone the same age as you know, gone, just some pictures. It's very sobering. You know, my wife said, I want to play some tunes at mine. I'm like, baby, tell me, listen, statistically, women live out men. So I said, most likely I will go before you. We were talking about this because we were going to the funeral. And I said, yeah. And I said, yeah, look at mine. Totally want music. And and talk about all the fun stuff that I did, if you knew me. And this is some of the crazy stuff. I mean, listen, man. I've had a wild life. And, but, yeah, sober. On the athletic field, gotta be sober. Make your passes good, shots. Keep it clean, But make sure, your mindset is in the right place. Business, same thing, just like athletics. You gotta be ready to pivot, and you don't get one day at a time. But have a plan. And keep, and if you believe in the plan, you gotta keep on plugging forward. Just be grateful that you can get up every day and do battle out there on the business front. That's sobering enough. So, relationships, you want to die with someone, someone you partner that you laugh with and whatever. My wife and I, we still laugh. There's some things like the other night, she was laughing at this thing. I forgot something on YouTube. And, but it's good to laugh. It feels really, really good. And like today, I went to the funeral. I didn't feel like laughing, but I wasn't thinking about Steve. I was thinking about, man, we talked motorcycles. We talked, and all the parties, etc. in the neighborhood. I mean, there was a bunch of people that it was a huge place where we had that house. It was on a golf course. And there were a lot of homes. And there were some good people in there. But a couple of them have gone, and it's at that point, I guess that's, you get to that age, 62, 65, 70, 75, it just, and, some of you are going to outlive everybody. You get in your early 90s, and, I would, listen, the stuff that I could control, would I do a couple things differently? Probably. Oh, most definitely. Probably would have studied harder, and I probably should have. I probably should have practiced a little harder, but in general, I'm pretty content. I try to improve every day, so I'm pretty content with my where I'm at. I'm healthy right now. I just built a freaking house. I have momentum. I still have fun like I do. I love as a publisher. I love its content. It is what it is. I still bring it. I don't know. I've had the glory. I've scored a lot of goals, and I have good memories. Even the losses, man. I had plenty of losses, but they were all good. They were all cool. Some of them hurt more than others, but but it's all sobering when you put it on, because when it's over, it's over. Like Steve today, it's over. Those pictures on the wall and people had up, it was sobering, So that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm pretty solemn. I'm going to go get undressed. I'm going to jump in the shower, put a t-shirt and some sweats. I'm hanging out and watching football. We picked up a couple pizzas on the way home, and I'm hanging out. And it's kind of cloudy. Could rain. We could use the rain. And then go into your Sunday. So, listen, I appreciate you. And if you work on being sober in any aspect of your life over the next, couple of days, I think it's 86 days. And hey, when I got my phone, hey, there was a diary app on there. I didn't even have to download it. You look on there, it's probably on there. But download it. I'm sure you can find a free one. And do a vlog every day. And work on a word. Sobering is a very, very, very cool word. I think it should be everywhere because it's a real word. It's real life. Realville is sober. And if you work on that for the remainder of the year, you'll have 86 days of, seeing yourself taking action on something. day in and day out, different stuff. It'll change your life. I'm going on 2 years here, every day here. It's just saying best thing is it's digital. You can go back. Can't change the scoreboard, but you can go back and revisit, and what went on and what's in your mind for that particular matter or hour. So, sobering. It's an awesome, awesome word. So, hey, listen, have a great rest of your Saturday night. I will see you tomorrow sometime. Where? I don't know. Maybe I got to go down and look at the boat. Another month it's going to get winterized, so got X amount of rides left. Hopefully it'll be a nice one. Maybe we'll go out. So in any event, appreciate y'all out there. Yeah, I do. I appreciate everybody out there. Be safe. Hey, head on a swivel. Make sure you know where your surroundings are. And sobering. Yeah, work on your sobering. Take action. See you later.